everybody. Today's class, we're going to be dealing with multiplication of SURD, and please check out my previous videos on the other aspects I've taught already. So let's just jump right straight into the work for today. In the second video of this lecture, we talked about the rules of SURD, and I made mention that in one of the rules of multiplication of SURD is that if you have x multiplied by y, it is possible to perform the multiplication of different rational expressions in SURD. So you can perform the multiplication of different rational expressions in SURD, unlike addition and subtraction where they have to be the same before you can proceed with the operations. I get you now. But in the case of multiplication, you don't have to necessarily be the same. The only thing you need to take note of is that you need to simplify. You may need to simplify your expressions before you now go on to do your multiplications on and on and on. So now let's solve this particular questions that we have, and so let's quickly run through the solution of each of these numbers, this question that we have here. So number one is 50 root 50 times root 32 times root 18. So the one thing I also want to bring in that is when you have this kind of expressions, a very simple logic that you can use is to look at your prime numbers starting from 2 and see if 2 can divide through your figures, and if 2 cannot divide, you go to 3, go to 5, you go to 7, then 11, then 13. And only in the case where when you use any of those figures, you arrive at another what's it called now? You arrive at another figure that is a perfect square. Now let's look at this one and let us break it down. So I know that I can divide these expressions have an expression of 2 in them. I can multiply all by 2. So 25 will become 25 times 2 multiplied by 16 times 2 multiplied by 9 times 2. I get me now. So this will become 5 root 2 multiplied by 4 root 2 multiplied by 3 root 2. I get me now. So I'm going to multiply all the expressions that are outside the bracket, and I'm going to multiply this SURD together. You know, in the case of addition and subtraction, all we did was just to pick one. In the case of multiplication, we multiply every SURD together. So in this case, this becomes 5 times 4 times 3 into brackets 2 times 2 times 2. I get me now. So this is 5 times 4, 20 times 3 is 60. So it's going to be 60 root 8. But I can still simplify root 8 into 4 times 2. So this will become 60 into 4 times 2. I know that the root of 4 is 2. So that means 2 will come outside. So this will become 60 times 2 root 2. So it's very important for you to always make sure that your rational expression is simplified. That's what I've continued to do here. If I actually answer like this will be incorrect because this root 8 is not completely simplified. I get it now. So this is what I do is to simplify this expression to get this. So 60 times 2 is going to be what? 120 root 2. So this is a simplified expression of number 1. I hope you understand what we have done. Now let's do number 2 on this side of the board. Now what we have here is 3 root 2 all squared. That means that we have to repeat this expression twice. So something this is going to adjust us to the 3 root 2 times 3 root 2. Before we solve, another very interesting thing about the multiplication of SURD is that there are some times when you multiply SURD that you end up with a whole number. The multiplication of SURD can result in your result becoming an whole number. So not necessarily having a rational expression like this. So you can get a whole number like 3, 10, 25, 100, 120. You get me now? So that's what you see. I think that applies this kind of question now. So obviously we have the same values as a rational coefficient here. So let's do what we do. 3 times 3 multiplied by 2 times 2. So this is going to be 9 root 4. And obviously we know that the root of 4 is 2. So this will become what? 9 times 2, which will give us what? 18. So we have seen that by multiplying this particular expression, this is number 2 now. By multiplying this particular expression, our result is a whole number. Yes. So it is very likely that you get this kind of result when you are performing your operation under multiplication. Are you getting me now? Now let's move to number 3. So I believe you are following me. So number 3 now we have 2 root 2 times 3 root 8 times root 10. Now if you want to say the principle I said earlier that root 3 we can each has is divisible by 2. So 2 root 2 is already a simplified rational expression, since 2 is the rational root here. Here we know we can still simplify this. But when I look at root 10, and I know I can use 5 times 2 to get 10, but 5 is not a figure that gives me perfect square. So I'm not going to change this root 10. Root 10 will retain its own figure because the other numbers I can use are not perfect numbers. In the case of 8, where I can do 4 times 2. So let's simplify this expression. Now this is going to be 2 root 2 times 3 into 4 times 2 and what? Root 10. Now I told you earlier that root 10 is what? 5 times 2. But since 5 is not a perfect square, I will leave it as what? Root 10. So if I simplify further, this becomes 2 root 2 multiplied by 3 times 2 root 2 multiplied by root 10. So this will become 2 root 2 multiplied by 6 root 2 multiplied by 10. So like we said, we multiply the values outside and write the ones inside together. So we are going to have 2 times 6 multiplied by root 2 times 2 times 10. Right? So what we end up with here is root 40. But you can still express this expression can still be simplified as 12 into 4 times 10. So 4 is still simplified, that will become 2, right? So it becomes 12 times 2 root 10. So this 4, taking the square root of 4, gives us this 2. So the final expression will be what? 24 root 10 is what you're adding. So simplifying number 3 is this. So you don't just give up, you keep checking. Can I simplify this rational expression? Or this is the least that I can get to. So looking at what we have, this is the least that we can achieve for this particular question. So this is already completely simplified. I guess now this is completely simplified. So now let's move to number 4. Let's go to number 4. So in this particular question, we are multiplying with expressions in brackets. So we call them multiplications of rational expressions in brackets. So in this case, we have 2 root 3 plus 3 and root 3 plus 2. Now, just like the way we perform expansion in equation, it's the same way we're going to expand this particular expression. I get me now. Just like we do expansion in equation, like I said, we're going to expand like that. So that means we're multiplying this by this by this. Or you can simply say 2 root 3 into what? 3 plus 2 plus 3 into 3 plus 2. I guess now. So I pick an expression out of this to multiply this side. So if I do 2 root 3 times root 3, that will give me 2 into 3 times 3. Since they are the same roots, I guess now, plus 2 root 3 times 2, that will be 4 root 3 plus 3 root 3 to become 3 root 3. 3 times 2 will be 6. I hope you are following me. So this will become 2 root 9 plus 4 root 3 plus 3 root 3. Since they have the same root, you can perform the addition. So this will give us 7 root 3. I get it now, plus 6. Now, this 9 can be simplified. That will give us 3. So 2 times 3 will give us 6. So this will become 6 plus 7. 6 plus, let's pick the whole number. So this 2 plus 9 will become, since 9, the square root of 9 is 3. So 3 times 2 here is going to give us 6, which is the 6 I put here now. So 7 plus 3 plus 6. So obviously we can add these whole numbers together, 6 and 6. So that will give us 12 plus 7 root 3. I believe that this tutorial video is very, very explanatory. I want you to go over it again, practice questions. You may have questions in your textbooks or your that you have been given in class or assignments. I want you to follow the principles that I've used here and let me know your feedback. Remember that you must always simplify. It's very important for you to achieve your results. So until you are sure that the final expression has been simplified to the lowest level, do not stop. Continue and check until you are sure that you have arrived at the lowest simplification. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please share this video with your friend, like and comment, subscribe to our channel. It's very important. Let us go together, and because if you like the content that we are sharing, I think it's important for you to share, and so friends, follow and subscribe. Thank you so much.